Hi everyone, this is Dr. Boyle speaking. I'm here with you today to talk about a few things that are going to be up and coming with registering for your classes for next year, as well as the important knowledge of knowing what you need to graduate. Okay, so I'm going to start with graduation requirements, and then we're going to be doing an activity to look at your credit summary and how to get to 10th grade. So first, just to review this, hopefully you have heard this before, and this is just a reminder, but these are the classes you have to graduate from any school in the state of Georgia. Okay, so in English, you have to have 4 credits, so that means 4 classes. Everyone has to take 9th grade literature and American literature. Everyone is in 9th grade literature this school year as a 9th grader. If you are moving to 10th grade in IB, you're going to be in PIB American literature, and everyone else will be in 10th grade literature. Okay. Notice it says all 4 must be literature courses. So this means newspaper, yearbook, mythology. Even though those are taught by English teachers, that does not count towards the 4 credits. Okay? And mathematics, it says support courses will not count as math credits. So if you guys are in Algebra 1 and Algebra 1 with support, the support class, if you pass it, does not count towards this 4 credits here. You have to pass Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. So if you're in Foundations of Algebra right now, you're going to be taking that first, and then next year you're going to be taking Algebra 1. Okay? So you have to have these 3, though, to graduate. In science, you also have to have 4 credits. Everyone must take biology, physical science, or physics, and those of you who are in IB, you're in PIB physics right now. That's why you don't take physical science also. You just take physics. As a 10th grader for our normal students, you'll be taking physical science next year. In the 11th or 12th grade, everyone must take either chemistry, environmental science, earth systems, or you can take an AP or an IB course. So again, it has to equal 4 total courses. In social studies, everyone is in American government right now. You also need to take world history, U.S. history, and economics. So it's going to equal 4. The next group is a pathway, and we're going to talk about pathways in just a second. So you need to take a pathway, which equals 3 courses or 3 credits. So in CTE, foreign language, and or fine arts. So some people finish more than one pathway. If you want to do that, you've got to know pretty much now in 9th grade what pathways you want to complete. You also need 1 credit, 1 full credit of health and personal fitness. So they are taught as half credits. So first semester you might have health, second semester you have personal fitness, or vice versa. You get half credits in those, and they equal a whole. And then you need 3 other electives. So that could be anything from general PE, weight training, visual arts. Maybe you take an intro to law. Any of those, you just need 3 extra credits here. That's going to equal 23. So if you passed everything in all 4 years, you would have 32 credits. You only need these specific 23 to graduate. Also on this sheet, you guys can see assessment requirements. We have end of course classes. There's 8 of them. You guys are in 3 right now: biology, 9th grade literature, and Algebra 1. It's 20% of your grade. So if you fail the EOC and it brings your grade down to a failing grade in the classroom, then you fail the class. So it's very important that you're studying and getting prepared for those EOCs. If you don't take the EOC, you will have an incomplete. So on your transcript it will say I instead of a grade, which means you haven't completed the class. So everyone has to take the EOC. Something that's super important right here is promotion requirements. So how do you become a 10th grader? In this county and across the state, it's based on credits. So we have 5 credits here to become a 10th grader. So if you fail 4 or more things, you will not be a 10th grader next year. So when you come in August, your schedule will say 9th grade, and you're in a 9th grade at Bosman, and you're going to be retaking 9th grade classes. So it's very important that you make sure you're passing your classes and you get enough credits to be promoted. Okay, we're going to move on to the credit summary sheet. So everyone should have one that is similar to this. There is one for regular students that are not in IB, and then there's one for IB because the courses are different and you take them in different orders. Okay, so because you guys are in 9th grade, you don't have classes that you've earned credit in already. So our 10th, 11th, and 12th graders are doing this activity with their transcript. So you don't have one, so what we're doing, we're going to practice and pretend like our 18-week progress report is your transcript from last year. Okay, so we're just pretending, because these grades that you got on your 18-week progress report, they're not final yet until May. So it's very important that you continue to work hard in those classes to get the grades where you want them to be. So we're just pretending here, but it's a good practice. So on this sheet, first thing everybody needs to do is to make sure you write your name, because your advisor and your parents, you guys are going to be talking about this when they meet together to register you for your next classes. So you can see at the top, these are all your academic areas. Here are the pathways that we're going to talk about. We've got all the CTE classes, because there's a lot of them. We've got them listed out. This Hope Rigor courses, we're going to talk a lot more when you get to 10th grade. Okay, so right now you won't need this section, but this is the same thing that you will fill out when you get to 10th grade. Other classes taken and received credit, we'll talk about that. And then you've got credits that need to be retaken. So this is anything that you have failed. So I want you to look at your 18-week progress report. And again, we're pretending that these are final grades. And I want you to transfer each grade to your credit summary. So for example, my first one I took is food and nutrition, and I made a 94. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to find food and nutrition, and I'm going to write 94. The next course I'm taking in 9th grade is early childhood. I made an 84. So I'm going to find early childhood, and I'm going to write 84. So you just keep on going, filling out all of your credits. 9th grade literature, I made a 92. So again, all the academic classes are up here, your 4 classes, so I'm going to write 92 there. Biology, I have a 77. So make sure you're reading. I know where these are because I typed them. So make sure you're reading and you're putting them next to the correct course. The next one is Algebra 1. I made a 66. So anything below a 70 is failing. So because I failed it, I need to go to this section down here at the bottom that says credits that need to be retaken. And I need to write Algebra 1 because I failed it with a 66. Okay? Next one, I made a 92 in ROTC. I got a 67 in American Government. So again, anything below a 70 is failing. So I'm going to come back down here. You can abbreviate stuff, but just know what you're abbreviating. That's American Government. I need to retake. And my last one is Spanish 1 with an 82. So let's talk about pathways now, because now I've already started the world language pathway. So to be a pathway completer, it's 3. So I would need to take Spanish 2 or Spanish 3. I've also started 3 CTAE courses. So hopefully you know what you're interested in. It looks like my highest grade is food and nutrition, and let's pretend I really like food and nutrition. I want to be a nutritionist when I graduate. That's what I'm going to go to school for. So I'm going to go ahead right here and write food and nutrition because that's the pathway I want to complete. When you become a 10th grader, you're going to have a lot more second levels, and so you really can see what pathways you're in. So again, if you know in 9th grade what pathways you want to complete, you can complete all of these. You have enough elective room to take more than one pathway. But again, everyone has to have a pathway. So you need to make sure you're choosing between these. So let's say you're in beginning band or chorus or visual arts, you would put that here, or theater, you would put that under fine arts. This is Spanish or French, and then CTE or any of these classes right here. Okay? So remember when we went over our graduation requirements, it specifically says I have to have Algebra 1 to graduate. It also says I have to have American Government. So because I failed those, it doesn't matter that I passed 6 other classes. I still have to go back and retake these. So I'll be considered a 10th grader because I have 5 or more credits So remember, got to have 5 or more to be a 10th grader. But to graduate, I still need these courses. So I'm going to talk to my advisor and my parents about when can I retake these. If you're in a math class, you can't go to the next math class if you failed it. American Government, you might choose to come back and take that in 10th grade, but you could also take it in 11th or 12th grade. Okay, so those are conversations you're going to have with your parents as well as your advisor. So if you have questions after this, your advisor is going to start talking more about what pathways you're interested in, about the academic electives and AP classes. So you're going to get a lot of information during this time period, so make sure you ask questions. You can always come see your counselor, or you can come see me. So again, I'm Dr. Boyle. Hopefully this activity helps you understand a little bit about high school and what it takes to finish high school. So again, come see me if you have questions.